Okay, well, thanks for coming out. Good to see everyone. Tonight was absolutely invaluable. Anytime you can have a practice, be able to compete in front of your fans. And I'd like to start off and thank everyone for coming out. Around 40,000 people again. Very, very special for a practice, but it is a tremendous evaluation tool to see how our players perform when there's people in the stands. So again, it was invaluable, but now it's moving on to a snap and clear mentality. How do we respond tomorrow? How do we come back with another practice in the afternoon? And this is when you have to rely on your leadership. And like I told you a couple days ago, the next couple days are really tell us where we're at as a football team in terms of grit, in terms of leadership, and the ability to finish before we start school here. But I see us making progress each and every day. Some days larger than others, but I do see us getting some individuals back in practice. Today really helped the competitive makeup, the competitive component of practice. We still have a lot of freshmen competing for jobs, so that'll be ongoing. But again, I thought today was a very, very productive night. I'd be very remiss if I didn't talk about captain in Arizona tonight, Vol for Life, Eric Berry, in his return to the playing field. And I think that's one of the greatest stories in all of football, one of the greatest stories in all of life. And it's very, very special. I got some pictures of him getting off that team plane and just seeing the smile and the excitement in his face and his teammates. So we'll be watching and wanted to wish him well. I'll answer any questions.
Butch, up front on your offensive line, as you continue to have to shuffle some guys in and out, how much do you need to get that group somewhat, together, cohesive, so that you can get the offense?
Right now, we want competitiveness, and like I told you, we're trying to identify the top 7 individuals. But we held Jack Jones tonight from precautionary, just a little tired. So we've been banging a lot in practice. So we gave him the night off. Getting Chance Hall really, really helped us. That'll help his development. But we should have Jay-Sean back this week. So there is a point in time where you start to work the continuity, but the reps that Charles Mosley is gaining, he continues to progress and get better and better. Was very encouraged by Drew Richmond. Saw some things from him tonight as well. But we look forward to getting that group back together and trying to work some continuity and some consistency up front.
Several plays tonight. Has that been pretty routine in practice?
Vincent's an individual who has progressively and continuously gotten better each and every day. Again, just like freshmen, there's good days and there's days where you struggle. But Vincent has done a very good job. I think he's playing with confidence right now. And, so much goes into the development of freshmen because of the speed of the game. And we always talk about not letting the mind tie the feet up. And you go through that transition right now. But what you're starting to see through repetitions is the game is starting to slow down for him and all the freshmen. And I thought it was evident tonight.
Butch, how would you characterize the passing game in general tonight? I know you talked about needing to get in a better rhythm. Was tonight better than what you've seen?
It was better. It was better tonight. And I think it's a byproduct, again, of getting everyone back on the field. Having Ethan Wolf in practice, I thought was obviously a benefit for our offense. Alex has done a good job. And, the continuation of the growth and maturation of Jakob Johnson. But getting Ethan back, Josh Malone continues to just be display great consistency throughout training camp, and he's had a lot of repetitions. I believe he's had over 325 repetitions prior to tonight's practice. So I think it's getting them back. Jonathan Johnson has done some very good things. So again, repetition's the mother of all learning. I thought we protected the passer better tonight. So I thought we took some steps in moving forward and throwing the ball. But again, we'll come back tomorrow and we'll work really, really hard on that phase of the game.
Coach, what have you seen from Emmanuel Mosey? It looked like he made some plays today.
Emmanuel's playing with a lot of confidence right now, and he's done a great, great job in terms of it's been well documented, the addition of his weight, but he continues to take care of his body. He's extremely competitive. He has great length at the corner, which we want, and he's very competitive, and you saw that tonight.
Butch, in general, you played so many freshmen in big roles last year. Now they're sophomores. As a group, do you like where they are right now?
I do, but we're not satisfied. We still have a long ways to go, and we still have a lot of true freshmen in this class in conversations of playing valuable repetitions. And I'll say it in the building of a program is you win with a senior and junior dominated football team. When you look at evidence in our conference, that's what it is. The experience that last year's freshman group gained, there's no substitution for live game repetitions and winning and playing in those close games and playing on the road in the venues that we play in, and it's invaluable. I've been very proud of them. They're making great progress, just like our freshmen, just like our juniors, and just like our small senior class as well.
Coach, you asked the fans to make some noise when the punters were doing their thing. What about that battle and how it's shaping up?
Again, another invaluable teaching tool. You can pipe crowd noise in, but when it's live, there's no substitute for it. They have the ability. It's just a high level of consistency that we're looking for. And we're not anywhere where we need to be in terms of naming a starting punter. This competition will be ongoing, but you see they have the ability. They have the skill set. Now it's just consistency every time you punt. We always talk about consistency and performance, and that's what we're looking for.
Coach, at this point, do you have a number range of the freshmen that you think might play for you this year?
No, that's a good question. I was looking at that today, and I wouldn't want to put a number on it right now because we're still relatively early in training camp. I believe this is practice 11. So I'll know a little bit more, and it's all how they develop. Every day they get better. And special teams obviously is very, very critical for them, having important roles as well. And as camp goes on, individuals will continue to define their roles with putting their football identity on video. But I think it's too early yet to really talk about that. It'll be ongoing.
Aaron Medley was 56 and 58 Thursday. He talked to us yesterday about how the Nike football is helping him with his distance. What do you think his actual range is for a game that you'd be comfortable?
Well, that's why we do those things. It's a great gauge for us as coaches to really know where we need to get to. So it maybe just look like we're having fun, but really we're evaluating, where we need to do to get the football to. And if he can improve his range, that obviously helps an offense, that helps field position. So that's ongoing. We've really challenged him to increase his accuracy from a long distance, and he's been able to do that in training camp. You saw that tonight.
Coach, Derek Barnett tonight in one of the drills, he pulled out a spin move and got to the quarterback, got some oohs and ahs from the crowd. Just how much has he been able to add things like that to his game this year as opposed to last year when he was just kind of thrown right into it?
Derek works hard at it each and every day. He's a student of the game. He's always studying video. He's always studying other players. I know that he's been very intrigued by J.J. Watt in his work ethic. We've showed him a lot of videos. It helps when they're on Hard Knocks. But Derek is an individual who works his craft every day. He studies the game every day, and he plays with a lot of passion and a lot of energy. And he's worked on his repertoire. And that's what we talk about is having a skill set. It's any player, you have a toolbox. And what do you have in your toolbox? And you always have a go-to move. You always have a counter off your go-to move. And you're always working to add to your toolbox, just like any position. And he's done a very good job with that.
It's just the defensive line depth up front. We all thought it would be improved, and it looks like that's being borne out. You feel a lot better about that compared to this time last year.
Can never have enough depth, particularly up front. That can change on one play. But we do have a luxury at the defensive end position that we have never had since we've been here. And these individuals continue to grow and develop. They're playing with a lot of confidence. Now we need to continue to get that same depth at the defensive tackle position as well. But we know in this conference you can never have enough. But we talk about power of the position and being 9 strong. And that group takes great pride in their performance every time they step on the football field.
Talking a few more about Kirk's the leader of this defense. Just what are some examples of the way he's kind of shown that leadership that some of the younger guys on that defensive front?
Well, first of all, it starts with accountability of yourself. He's very, very accountable. He holds himself responsible. He internalizes everything, and the team means everything to him. And he's very, very vocal. He's very outspoken in our standards and our expectations. And he has the respect of his peers. And when Kurt talks, obviously the respect for him, they listen every time he says something.
Butch, what'd you see out of Dormady tonight, and then what do you need to see out of Dobbs here, I guess, over the back half of camp?
Quentin, again, continues to get better and better through repetitions. He's very, very competitive. Quentin is playing with a lot of confidence right now. You can see it. Really, to me, his biggest maturation has been in terms of leadership. Quentin has been more vocal than he's ever been. He's holding others around him accountable. In terms of Josh Dobbs, just consistency. Consistency in leadership, consistency with throwing the football, consistency with getting us in the right plays, taking care of the football, understanding down and distance, all the things that goes into playing, winning football at the quarterback position. So that's what we expect, and Josh has done a very good job with that, along with Quentin as well.
Jalen Hurd was obviously out on Wednesday, and then he was a little bit limited tonight. What's he dealing with? Is that just precautionary stuff?
A lot of precautionary. You know, you're going through, a lot of running, a lot of bumps, a lot of bruises, sore bodies, the typical that camp brings about sore hamstrings. So, it was a great opportunity for us to get some of the young backs some repetitions to see what they could do. We know what Jalen can do.
Thank you, everybody.
All right. Thanks for coming out.